You are this close to becoming a profitable trader, but there is one thing that is holding you back. And here's the truth. It has nothing to do with your price action, with your indicators, with your risk management, or your execution. It is something much, much deeper. There is something outside of the charts that is silently sabotaging every single trade that you take. And until you deal with this, you can kiss your long-term profitability goodbye. I've never seen another trader on YouTube talk about this, so I'm going to expose it today. Make sure you watch until the end of this video because this can completely shift the way that you view trading. Let's hop right into the video. In order for you to correctly apply what I'm going to teach you in this video, it's important for me to first outline the 3 key pillars for your profitability. And every single successful trader out there has these 3 key pillars. These are not optional. You can't have one without the other 2. You can't have 2 without the other 1. You need all 3. So I want to highlight every single pillar here so you know exactly what you are missing in your own trading. And the first key pillar for profitability is your technical knowledge. Knowing how to read price action, knowing what strategies you're going to trade, knowing what indicators you're going to use. Are you day trading? Are you swing trading? Are you managing your trades loosely, or are you scalping? Are you using support and resistance? This is essentially building your edge, building your trading system from the technical side, so you know what to focus on from a price action perspective. And this is vital. If you don't have an edge, if you don't have a working strategy, you're obviously never going to become profitable, even if you have these 2 other pillars. You need an effective strategy. However, a lot of traders tend to hyperfixate on the technical knowledge. Like if you go on YouTube and you look up trading, you're going to see endless videos on trading strategies or on different indicators that make that trader X amount of money. No one really talks about these other 2 pillars, but I will. So don't hyperfixate on the technical knowledge. It's extremely important, but you should also be focusing on these other 2 pillars. I would say the technical knowledge makes up about 25% of your trading success. Most people think it makes up 80% of your success. And as a result, they don't focus on the other critical components of becoming a profitable trader. Let's talk about the second key pillar, and that is your psychology and your mindset. That is your mental capital, your own headspace. And this is controlling your emotions, understanding how to manage your fear and your greed, sticking to the rules that you outlined within your technical plan, managing your expectations, and being in the right headspace to actually make money. And this arguably is even more important than the technical knowledge. In fact, there are so many technical analysts out there that are really good at predicting price. They're really good at charting. They understand how to read price action. And you look at their charts and you look at their predictions and you would think that, oh my God, they're making tons of money with trading. And the funny thing is, anyone can be really good at the technicals. Anyone can learn how to read charts. It's really not that hard. The hardest part about trading is the psychology and the mindset, because a lot of those technical analysts, they don't even make money in their trading. They don't make any money from the markets because they don't have the psychology and the mindset required to be a successful trader. And this is actually exactly what we're going to talk about in this video, how to improve your psychology and your mindset. And I would say this is about 40% of your success. And you were probably thinking that this would make up a majority. And you're probably wondering, hey, what's this one? What's the final pillar? And I'm about to show you. You could have the best strategies, the best price action reading abilities. You could have a pretty good mindset and good trading psychology. You could be super disciplined. But unless you have this, you're never going to be able to make money in the markets. And this is the glue that puts everything together. And this is your confidence. This is what allows you to apply your technical knowledge and your psychology in real time to make money. Without confidence, you're going to second guess every setup. You're going to hesitate. You're going to miss setups, and you're not going to be able to use your edge to make money. There have been so many times in my trading career where I'm looking at my results, I'm looking at my process, and I'm like, oh my God, everything is great. I'm disciplined. I'm, taking the right trades, I'm following my plan, but I'm not seeing, my results increase. And I'd be wondering, and I'd be kind of confused. And then all of a sudden, as soon as my confidence switches on after like a really nice trade or a really nice trading day, I see my results just boom, go crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, the only thing I was missing is confidence within myself. This is the glue that puts your technical knowledge and your psychology and mindset together. Because if you don't have confidence in yourself, you don't have anything as a trader. You need confidence because ultimately you're risking your own hard-earned money to make more money. If you're not confident in what you do, you're going to second guess every single decision that you make. And this is 35% of your success. And the technical knowledge is important. The psychology and mindset is great. You need that, but you need that self-confidence. The purpose of this video is for me to help you improve your psychology and mindset in your trading, and of course, your trading confidence, which makes up 75% of your trading success. And if you still need help with the technical knowledge, just watch all my other YouTube videos. Watch my free 10+ hour course that is genuinely better than most paid courses on the internet. Most of my content teaches you the technical side, but that is not everything you need in order to become a profitable trader. So that's why I really wanted to make a video about psychology and mindset and confidence and the exact things that are destroying these two elements. So in this video, I'm going to get a little vulnerable because I'm going to be talking about some personal topics. And the reason I want to share this with you is because I've never seen any other trader on YouTube talk about this. And this is integral for your trading success. In fact, this could be what is stopping you from seeing progress and results right now. And you need to understand that your external circumstances in your life that could have nothing to do with trading, they have a massive impact on your trading results. Because remember, we talked about that 70% of your success as a trader comes down to psychology, mindset, and confidence. And there could be external circumstances in your life that are affecting basically 70% of what's going to make you a profitable trader. And I want to emphasize that point. I want to emphasize that those external circumstances need to be resolved if you want to reach your fullest potential as a day trader. Because when those external circumstances are resolved, and we're going to break down a few that's pretty prevalent in most people's lives, it's going to create peace of mind in your trading. It's going to lead to less stress, less anxiety, and it's going to put you in the proper headspace to actually make money. Remember, peace and clarity within every other aspect of your life is going to lead to mental capital. What is mental capital? Well, there are two forms of capital. Number one, the money in your account, your hard-earned cash that you deposited into your brokerage account, and you're going to use that capital to make more money. And what do we do to protect that capital? Well, we use risk management. We focus on limiting our losses to protect the cash. Well, you also have to protect your mental capital as a trader. Your mental capital cannot be depleted because that's going to affect your psychology, your mindset, and your confidence, which is going to directly impact your trading results. So in this video, I am going to get a little vulnerable because I'm going to be talking about some pretty personal topics. And the reason I want to share this with you is because I just don't see any other traders talk about this on YouTube. And this is integral for your trading success. And I actually have my wonderful girlfriend here to really prove this point. And the first, and I think most important external circumstance that could impact your trading are your relationships. And I don't know about you, but I hate conflict. I hate fighting. I hate having disagreements with my family or my friends or with my business partners or even with my girlfriend, even though it really never happens. It's pretty rare. I just hate conflict. I hate feeling stress. I hate feeling anxiety, and that stress impacts my trading. It literally impacts the amount of money that I make because, the relationships in my life are really important, just like the relationships that are in your life are important, and they impact you even if you don't want to accept it. And on the flip side, when you have the right relationships in your life, for example, with my girlfriend, we have such a loving relationship, and she gives me so much love and peace every single day that it actually helps me trade. I feel stress-free. I have mental capital. I have mental clarity. And that's on the flip side. When you have the right relationships in your life, it could actually really help your trading because, like I said, I just feel her love and it brings me peace. Have you ever noticed me getting stressed out in trading? And if so, how do you usually make me feel better?
So sometimes he gets stressed because trading is a overwhelming career. But as soon as I notice his energy is a little off, I find ways to make him feel better, whether that's going to the beach, going for a walk, going out into nature, just spending quality time together, bringing him his favorite meal. There's so many things that I can do as a partner to help him in his day.
Yeah, and she does, and that helps my trading. Like literally, I already know at 12 p.m. she usually brings me my coffee, she brings me lunch, and I'm happy, and it brings a lot of happiness for me. And on the flip side as well, you have to know if your relationship is a little toxic, because if you have a partner, or if you have friends that are in your life that doubt you and throw negativity towards you because you're trading, maybe you need to rethink having those people in your life. Maybe that's not the right partner for you because your partner should support you. And whenever I want to achieve anything or pursue anything, she's always supporting me. And that gives me confidence and it gives me peace that, okay, I can do whatever it is that I want to do and she's going to have my back. And just remember, all the stress and anxiety that comes from relationships, that will leak into your trading, okay? And ultimately, stop holding grudges. That's another point. We tend to create drama with friends sometimes, and we hold grudges for stupid reasons. Just work towards a resolution. Stop holding a grudge. What benefit is that going to serve you by being mad at someone? Try to work it out, okay? And when you don't have conflict in your life, that's going to allow you to approach trading from a much different perspective. And again, you're going to have that mental capital versus when you have a lot of problems within your relationships, that's going to deplete your mental capital. And yeah, thanks for joining the video.
Thank you. I love you. I'm shy, but I love my boyfriend, and he's the best teacher any of you guys could ever have. So.
Thank you. My girlfriend left here, but the point that I'm trying to make here is put effort towards working on your relationships, because the relationships that are in your life will have a massive impact on whether you see success, whether that's in trading or literally any other aspect of your life. The next external circumstance is social media, and this has unfortunately affected me in the past as well, specifically with what I call the comparison trap. And what I would do is compare myself to other traders who have way more experience than me. And I would compare myself and look at them and be like, oh, they're making X amount of money. Why am I not making that much money? And as a result, it would make me feel behind. It would make me feel FOMO. And this causes a lot of traders to make impulsive and irrational decisions where they break their plan and they over risk, or they take a trade that they shouldn't have just because they feel inferior to other traders they see on social media. Always remember that comparison is the thief of joy. You need to compare yourself to who you were yesterday. And this leads to like negative self-belief, where the success stories of others convinces you that everyone is making money. Everyone is succeeding with trading because you see all these profits on social media. Remember, you don't see when people lose money. People don't post, at least most traders, don't post their losing days or their losing weeks. They only post their positive days. And as a result, based off what you see on social media, you think that everyone is killing it. Everyone is making tons of money. And then you question yourself, why am I not making tons of money? And that seed of doubt kills your conviction. It destroys your progress as a trader, because you can be making fantastic progress, right? You're doing all the right things, you have the right habits, you're building your trading system, but then all of a sudden, someone else's results affects your own progress. That doesn't make sense. And remember, most people don't show their losing days. And the other side of it is also information overload. There are so many gurus on YouTube, on Instagram, in trading. There are so many strategies, so many indicators, so many methodologies. There's so much conflicting advice. And that leads to analysis paralysis for a lot of traders because they'll look at like 20 different strategies online and they all kind of conflict and they don't know what to focus on. And instead of actually executing your edge, you're second guessing, especially when you have like 5 indicators on your chart. 3 of the indicators are saying go long, 2 of them are saying go short, and you don't know which one to trust. And that's the importance of keeping it simple. I used the 20 period moving average, the 200 period moving average, and that's it. Okay, I keep it extremely simple. I would watch the other videos on my channel because, you know, I already know that the psychology, the mindset, and the confidence part, that's 70% of trading. That's the most difficult part about being a successful trader. Why would I make the technical side of my trading really complex and difficult? Just because the charts look crazy and complicated, that doesn't mean it's better. In fact, you want to keep it simple and stop comparing yourself to other traders. In fact, don't look at other people's success, right? Only if it motivates you, you could look at it. Otherwise, if you feel like you're comparing yourself to others and that's affecting you, stop looking at other people's results. Only focus on comparing yourself to who you were yesterday, to who you were last week or last month. Next, we have family pressures. And this is unfortunately something that most people have to experience because a lot of people aren't going to understand what you are doing as a trader. They're not going to understand working for yourself, living a life of freedom, and making money from the markets. And a lot of them are going to tell you that it's gambling, that no one makes money with trading, that 99% of people fail. And they're going to ask you, hey, when are you going to get a real job? Implying that trading isn't a real skill or trading isn't a viable way to make money. And that could actually put pressure on you to prove to them that trading actually works. And all of a sudden now you have to rush the entire trading process just to prove your family wrong, as opposed to taking your time and learning the right way. And this could put pressure on you to actually overtrade and make irrational, impulsive decisions that you wouldn't otherwise make. And family pressure sucks. It sucks when people don't believe in you, you know? And there's also a generational doubt aspect where a lot of families just don't understand trading. And this makes sense because let's say your great-grandparents never invested or traded in the markets. Let's say your grandparents lost money investing. Your parents traded and lost money. Where, you know, the only thing that your family can associate with trading is losing money. So when you walk into the picture and you're like, hey, I want to trade for a living, I want to make money, they put a lot of skepticism on it just because that's the only thing they experienced. And that could actually create self-doubt. And then you end up doubting your own process, doubting your own progress. And it affects specifically the confidence pillar in your trading. When everyone is throwing doubt on you, you're going to probably feel that emotion and oftentimes absorb that emotion, and then you're going to doubt yourself. And remember, how can you make money in trading if you're doubting your own actions, if you don't have confidence? And unfortunately, it could lead to disappointment too, where, you know, for me, I like to share with my family and my friends what I'm doing in my life. If I'm pursuing trading, I like to tell people that. Well, in trading, you can't really do that because you will be disappointed by the amount of, you know, negativity you will experience, by the amount of people, you know, including your family, that are going to doubt you. And the same people that you thought had your back and unconditionally supported you, next thing you know, they're doubting you and they think that you can't succeed. So the best thing to do is to keep it to yourself. Don't tell anyone that you're pursuing this. Work in silence and only show, you know, your family or your friends your results once you're actually making money. Or even better, let your lifestyle, your change in lifestyle, I should say, do the talking. The final external circumstance that I want to talk about, and this is also extremely important, it's financial pressures. In trading, you are risking money to make more money. If you are not comfortable with the initial risk that you are putting up on the trade, you are going to trade emotionally. You're going to trade impulsively. You have to accept the risk that you take for every single trade. And sometimes it can be difficult to accept that risk when you have bills coming up, or maybe you're trading with your rent money, or you have credit card debt hanging over your head, and it makes every single loss feel catastrophic. And at that point, you're not trading to learn the skill set. You're not trading in order to become a professional trader. You're trading to make money, and you're focusing on the outcome more than the process. And I have another YouTube video on this that's called The Law of Detachment that emphasizes the importance of detaching yourself from the outcome and focusing on the process. The more you focus on building your trading system and developing your edge, the more the money comes to you. You have to attract the money. But sometimes financial pressure in your life could force you to chase the money. And the more you chase the money, the more you focus on the outcome and your profits, the more the money runs away from you. And you might end up forcing trades because you feel like you need to make money today. If you have to pay your bills the next day, instead of taking trades that are in accordance to your plan, you're taking trades because I have to make money. My bills are coming up. And that's going to lead to you, not making objective decisions in the markets. And it feels like every trade starts to become life or death. And over time, if you have constant financial stress, that's going to put you in survival mode. It's going to affect your trading, and you're not going to be able to think strategically. Again, you're just going to be attached to the outcome. It's going to lead to emotional volatility. So my suggestion is don't start trading unless you have at least 6 to 12 months worth of living expenses saved up. You don't want to be paycheck to paycheck figuring out how to trade, because it's going to put a lot of pressure on you. And that pressure may not allow you to fully develop as a trader, because you're going to be focusing on making money versus learning the process. I hope you found tremendous value in this video and that you could resolve some of these external circumstances that I mentioned that could be impacting your trading. I would highly recommend starting my free 10+ hour course as well. It is genuinely better than most paid courses on the internet. It will help build the technical side to your trading. You could find my free course in the description of this video. And if you're someone who's looking for a bit more serious coaching, I do personally coach and scale traders from zero to consistently profitable, where I take students under my wing and my students trade live with me every single day. So if you're looking for something a little bit more serious, you could apply for my mentorship in the description of this video. And hopefully you really liked this video. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.